Yes, we can see your screen now.
Okay then. Hi friends, good evening. So another webinar. So this time on insurance sector. So I'm working with general insurance. So the second part will be life insurance, which will be handled by Trideep, and I will be concentrating on general insurance only. And let me begin with a small quote which I came across last week. I thought this is very relevant for the current times. So it goes as like this: insurance industry is a compassionate industry as its goal is to alleviate suffering in the times of accidents and losses caused by unforeseen events. But the kind of suffering COVID has generated all over the world is beyond the capacity of insurance industry. And that is why all the governments and institutions have come together to deal with the crisis. This came in one journal, and it was written by Sanjeev Singh, a said technical General Insurance Corporation. So here 2 points have generated curiosity in me. So the first thing is unforeseen event. So insurance, everything about insurance is unforeseen event. So right from what we call a car accident, a flood, a fire, and now a pandemic. So all these are unforeseen events. But what differentiates a pandemic from the others are, in pandemics, there is the uncertainty is very big. In pandemics, we don't have enough data to form a scientific model or a scientific basis to calculate the probability of an unforeseen event. So rest everything works on probability, like a chance for a car to meet with an accident, chance for a person to die. Everything works on probability, but not in pandemics. The main reason is lack of data, actual data that we can work with. So that brings us to capacity of insurance industry. So insurance industry, is it actually equipped to face such a mass or huge scale of suffering that the humanity is going through? So what I say is no. And because of that exact lack of, or the reason where the scientific data is not present or is not available, insurance industry on its own cannot bear the consequences. So basically, pandemics are excluded in almost all sorts of policies, which is sold in India right now. Some exceptions are there, but that depends on the case-to-case basis. So this is an intro or a field that I want to give you before we go into the main things. Okay. So let us see what how Indian insurance industry fared in last financial year. So basically, insurance industry in India is a growing industry over the last decade, and from around 2000, since the opening up or since the FDI was allowed, insurance industry has been growing gradually, and over the last 10 years or the last decade, the growth has been significant, and especially in the last 5 years, it has been growing wonderfully. But what happened in last year is towards the quarter two, I mean, towards the mid of 2019-20, the automobile sector sales started to slump because of many reasons. So insurance industry, general insurance industry is directly dependent on automobile sector in India. Almost 60-65% of the premium or the income that is generated in India comes through motor business, premium written through motor business. So what happened is, in the last year started to slump, and towards the last quarter, Corona happened. And when Corona happened, again, the economy started to slow down, and in March, the lockdown came. And once lockdown came in around the last week of March, all the businesses were stopped, and usually the last week of March is the week in which maximum premium is written. So otherwise, last year had fared pretty well. It was expected that the Indian industry reached 2 trillion of premium, but it stopped almost 1,000 crore shy of that target, mainly because of slump in auto and Corona. So as you can see from the graph, how industry fared over the years. This year, or the last financial year, the growth expected was around 15%, but you can see it is only around 12%, less than 12% last year, because of reasons I have already told. And let us see what happened in April. So this is interesting. So interesting in as from last 5 years, you can see this is the first time business has gone down. Business has gone down only in the month of April 2020, only because of lockdown. So if we see how much it has gone down, it is minus 10.6%. I would say it is not huge because April, the entire country was locked down, nothing was happening, nothing was going on. Still, the industry could manage to retain 90% of its business. That is commendable. So it was been possible mainly because of the digital channels, which has been developed over the last 2, 3, or I would say 5 years. And two major exceptions there are New India Assurance and standalone health insurers. So here I call them exceptions because New India Assurance in the month of April 2020 has grown by 7%. Actually grown by 7%. So 7% growth in in the time of lockdown is highly commendable. So how did this happen? Two major reasons are there. First thing is there was a major reduction in fire premium which happened by mid of last year. So by that way, some new premium came, or the renewal premium were higher. And the second point is the digital channels which New India has. New India has a lot of digital channels, like online channel is there, where we can buy a policy from the web. And we have partnered with a lot of web aggregators. And lastly, but the huge part has been done by the agent portals, which is available or which is present all over the country. From the big cities to the smallest villages, we have agent portals where the agent himself collects the premium through his computer. He can sit at his home or sit without any support from the office. So that has contributed much to the performance shown by New India Assurance. And the second interesting thing is the growth shown by standalone health insurers. So if you see, Star Insurance has grown by 14% in the month of April 2020. Lockdown, in the time of lockdown, a growth of 14% is something beyond this level. So that shows how much people are desperate in buying a health insurance right now. So all people who don't have an health insurance are actually running after insurance companies to get a health insurance policy. Okay, so that's about the market performance in the last year and up to the month of April. And coming to the impacts which COVID has created. So two aspects are there. One is on the side of premium, and second is on the side of claims. Premium means income, and claims means outgo. So here the first significant thing is a drop in revenue. As I've already shown, there must have been a lack of 10% in the month of April, and some impact was there already in March. And I think it will continue in the month of May and until the lockdown is completely lifted. So it is anticipated. The second thing is premium paying capacity of corporates and MSMEs. So what happened is a lot of MSMEs are under stress. It is estimated that a lot of MSMEs may go bankrupt in the coming months. And corporates also, they are also facing cash crunch. So what happens is whenever they face a cash crunch, the people and as well as companies, they try to reduce expenses and thereby premium paying capacity is also affected. So that impacts. So that also impacts the premium income. And third one is projects halted or postponed. Lot of projects have been halted.
Thomas,
Yeah.
sorry for the interruption. Can you just make it a bit more audible?
Am I lagging or the volume is less?
Yeah, the sound is, can you make it a bit more audible? Just, maybe put the mic towards your.
How is it now?
Okay.
Hello?
Now better.
Okay.
It's better now.
Okay. Addition in engineering sector. So a lot of projects have been halted. So projects halted means they won't buy insurance and postponed projects also will impact the premium. Automobile sales, as I've already told, automobile sales have been slumping in 2019-20, and in April 2020, not even a single car was sold in India. So that's a first in India, and that means zero premium from sales of new vehicles. So I've told that almost 60% of Indian general insurance industry is dependent on motor, and almost 20-30% sales of new vehicles. And here, all those business have been stopped because of because of no sales. And again, premium refunds are happening, like in commercial vehicles. There's a provision for refunding premium once commercial vehicles are garaged or not used for 2 months, minimum period of 60 days. So that is also happening. That also impacts the income. Third thing is, since due to lockdown, movement of cargo has been completely stopped. No logistics have been impacted. So no movement of cargo means no premium from marine insurance. So that's also a big concern. All sports exhibitions, expos, marriages, everything has been cancelled. So cancelled or postponed. So event insurance are also impacted. But one good sign is the
Thomas, okay.
Yeah. A positive sign is the demand for health insurance. As I've already told, standalone health insurers are growing by 10, 20, 10, 12%. That's a good sign. People are buying health insurance. Those who don't have are buying new insurance. People are keep on renewing whichever policies they have. That's a good sign. But in other lines of personal insurances, what happened is since people are losing jobs and also facing pay cuts, affordability has reduced. So people are postponing renewals and they are not buying other personal lines of insurance. So this may continue until the lockdown is lifted. All these are short-term impacts. I don't think this will go beyond a stage when lockdown is completely lifted. All these will fall back to normal once the lockdown is completely lifted. Second aspect is claims. These are the expenses, major expenses insurance companies have. So just to give you a sign, health insurance claims which on account of COVID is almost 18 crores. 900 claims have been paid in India as on second week of May. This is not very much, I would say. This has been largely possible due to the treatment being given by the governments, and some deviations had happened in Mumbai, Delhi, where the private hospitals treatment costs have been very high, but those are very few cases. But I think overall the impact is very less. But the claims outgo may go high if the infections rise later on. And business interruption claims has come, but generally it's an exclusion. Even though it's an exclusion, people may, there's a chance that people may put in the claim and then negotiate with the insurer for some sort of settlement. So this may also happen. This is yet to come. Motor and property segments. So the good side of lockdown is that all the vehicles have been kept out of the roads. So that means no claims or almost no claims in motor segment. So that's a good thing for insurance industry. Like motor and property means all the companies, factories, everything has been stopped for almost one month. So all the claims also is in the rise. And talking about challenges that COVID has posed. So first thing is going digital. I told you that New India has been able to grow at 7% in the month of April. So this has been possible only because of the digital presence that New India has. And many other companies have digital presence, but not as wide as New India have. So the significant contributor is agent portals, which you may also be seeing around your place also, where the agent will be sitting at a home or sitting at his office and directly issuing offices from there only. So what other insurers has to do now is increase their digital presence. So people are working from home, walk-in customers are almost zero. And maybe this trend will go on. We don't know when everything is going to return to normal. So going digital is imperative now. People, insurers have to invest and create new digital channels for procuring premium. And also, the second aspect is servicing in the sense of claims servicing. So what happens if a claims arise during a lockdown? How to handle that? So traditionally what happens is all the claims have been handled on ground. Like a risk assessor will go to the location, study it, then the adjustments will be made, and finally the report is generated and everything is finally settled. Now in the situation of a lockdown, it's not possible. So other ways to address this problem through digital channels should be thought of. I think ICICI Lombard has way ahead in that aspect, and Reliance also has some digital capability in claim assessment. Cyber risk is the second thing. Cyber risk because people are working from home. Most of the employees are using VPNs. They are remotely connecting. So there's a threat to data security and breaches. Everything can happen. So the entire system or the entire network is at risk. So this is a very high risk that has to be addressed properly, and it has to be tackled, because the losses, if one cyber risk or a cyber attack happens, it can run into millions. So the insurers have to address that. Third is insolvency. Solvency basically means how much an insurer or a company, insurance company, how much assets they have to pay off their liabilities. So it's a ratio between the assets and liability. So here, IRDA has stipulated a ratio of 1.5 or 150%. But what lockdown does is that since the premium income is not coming, the solvency ratio can deteriorate, and claims payment is also going on simultaneously. So the ratio may come down. So some companies which are already facing risk, some PSUs and even some private players are also facing risk. Their chances of the solvency ratio going below the stipulated 1.5, the chances are very high. So what that means to a customer is that the insurance company won't be able to pay if some claim happens at such a stage that the solvency is very less. So that has to be addressed by the insurance companies, and the regulator also has to look into that, because I don't think Indian insurance industry has taken any has studied a chance for pandemic and the impact that may create on the books of insurance companies. So this has to be addressed, and I think PSUs and some private players may have to create new capital to meet the solvency ratio regulations. Fourth thing is profitability. Profitability has been impacted mainly because of the slump in the market, equity markets. So most of the insurance companies have two type of incomes: investment income, and second one is operating income. Operating income is very rare in Indian insurance industry, general insurance industry. And most of the profits are generated through investments. Investments may be equity, corporate bonds, debt instruments, anything. Depends on individual insurer. But we all know that the equity market has been impacted severely. So the profitability is also under question now. So the major share of profits will be impacted for sure. So that also leads to bad solvency. And as fast as lockdown is lifted, maybe the markets will rebound, and the insurance companies can also expect the profits may go up. So those are the challenges specific to COVID. And these are some generic lessons from COVID, not specific to even to insurance industry. These are applicable to all the companies and all the worldwide. Worldwide, all companies must address these points. So first one is remote work is real, and it's big. So we all know we are all working from home. So we know why it's important now. Personal safety and health is paramount. Again, companies have to give importance to their employees' health. Going digital is extremely important in case of insurers. Care in listening, empathy. Again, employees has to be kept motivated. They have to be heard. Distributed authority is key. People are working from home, so centralized authority won't work. Distributed authority is needed. Do less with less. We don't want fixed assets. Move fast and come together. So the decisions has to be made quick, and it has to be made in a team. Real-time data really matters. Yeah, real-time data is really wanted in this time because people are working from home, and access to real-time data is really important. And it's really important how fast we can deliver the real-time data to employees. Continuity planning. So this is, I think, the most important thing. Black swan events happen all the time. So what happened is the lockdown has gone into a fourth phase. So no one expected a fourth phase of lockdown. And Cytovaccine is also, I think it's coming in September, October, something like that. So we have to continue the business, and continuity planning, therefore, is extremely important. So all companies, big and small, should have some sort of continuity planning in place to address these sort of events which may happen even in future. And lastly, leadership matters more than ever. So this is a time when the leadership gets tested. So I think the leaders of all the companies can address this situation positively and very effectively. So that's all from my side. And thank you for listening me. If you have any questions, I'm open to questions now.
Thank you, Thomas, for that insightful delivery of the general insurance impact of COVID during this time and the current state of the industry. So we have our question from Subin. For commercial vehicle industry, are insurers looking at usage-based insurance? As telematics has now been mandated in commercial vehicles, insurers can access this data. With the kind of market fluctuations, this can actually reduce the premium burden on the owners.
Yeah, this telematics thing has been recommended by IRDA in the month of December 2019. Yeah, December 2019. So it was sort of a recommendation, not a mandatory thing put forward by the IRDA. So in India, the premium is calculated for a car or a bike or even a commercial vehicle. Premium is calculated on basis of age, value, and or the previous claim experience. So what IRDA suggests is that more beyond that, those three factors, we can actually factor in the behavior of a driver, how he uses a car or his vehicle, and then he can be rated, or a central repository can be maintained where all this data is available, and the premium for that particular person using that particular vehicle can be modeled or rated like that. So what happened is, for this, an initial investment is needed. So this works on the basis of GPS. So some sort of device has to be put into each and every vehicle that calls for a huge fixed income. So who bear this fixed first initial expense is the question. So will IRDA bear this? Will the insurance company bear this? Or will the customers bear this? So as of now, it has not been taken forward. I think more studies are going on. If it comes, it is a good thing. People who drive better will have smaller premium. People who drive rash will have higher premium. So I think it will come. It will come soon. It has to come. Okay.
Subin, hope you have got the answer that you expected. If you have more questions, please put in. The second question is from Jacob Raju. With given present situation, will the health insurance cost increase? How much do you think present pandemic would help health insurance companies take advantage of this opportunity?
So there are two questions. First is, will the premium increase? Yes, definitely the premiums are increasing in India. If you see over the last 5 years, health insurance premium has gone up significantly, mainly because of the increased treatment costs, and secondly, because of this number of claims have gone up, because more people are buying insurance and more claims are put up. So because of those two reasons, the premiums are already high. I won't say high, it is going up. And a third thing is, IRDA has come up with standard exclusions for all insurers. Like all policies will have standard exclusions. What happened is, most of the policies are available in India are exclusionary policies. Those are most of the policies. The number of exclusions will be high, more than whatever is included. So what IRDA is saying that it has to be standardized. So what happens if it is standardized is to cover those expenses which comes later on, premium will again go up. And now the pandemic has come. So pandemic, I think it won't have a direct impact as such on the premium, but in the situation which is prevailing now, together with pandemic, the premium may go up in the next 2 years. And advantages are that people are buying more health insurance policies. So I have seen a treatment bill for COVID from Mumbai. One private hospital has charged a person 14 lakhs, and another hospital has charged 19 lakhs a person for treatment. That over a period of say 10, 14 days. So 19 lakhs, 14 lakhs, those are huge amounts. So without a health insurance, I don't think most of the people will be able to pay. Even the people in middle class will be able to pay. So because of that, people are buying more health insurance policies. I think people will be more aware of the need, aware of why health insurance is needed. So it definitely helps health insurers a lot.
Yeah, just connected to that question, I have something of my own. Like I've heard the government of India is coming up with a few mandates with their Ayushman Yojana, wherein they are giving some specifications for the health insurance to be provided by the insurance companies. Is it for regulating the hike in the premium that is expected?
Ayushman Bharat is a completely different scheme which has been launched by the India government in the previous budget. It has been rolled on. The scheme has started in some states, not all the states. The basic problem is the number of exclusions in that policy is also very high. Just because the premium has to be kept low, the number of exclusions are kept high, and the conditions are also, many other conditions are also there to get a claim. I don't think in the present form it may create a good impact in the society or the country as a whole. And from the price point, premium point, I think to some point it may impact the health insurance premium, but not to a large extent. And yeah, that's it.
Okay, so moving on to our next question from Guna Ranjan. Since this pandemic is a black swan event, will we witness a behavioral change in customers towards purchasing general insurance other than health and life?
Other than health and life, I don't think the pandemic will impact, because once the lockdown is lifted, everything must go back to normal. Then people must buy insurance for car or whichever is mandatory. And people who used to buy other sorts of personal lines of insurance also, people will eventually start buying and renewing their policies. So this is a short-term impact only. Once the lockdown is lifted, people should start buying.
Okay. Thank you, Thomas. Thank you for the valuable insights and also for all the answers and questions.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Now we'll move on to our next speaker, Mr. Tradeep Kumar. He's the Regional Manager of ICICI Prudential Life Insurance, Kochi. Tradeep has more than a decade of experience in insurance industry, and today he will be talking specifically about personal insurance. Over to you, Tradeep.
Yeah, thank you, Nisha. Good evening. Everyone. So I think Thomas have given us an insight what's happening in general insurance ground in India specifically. So thank you, Thomas. It was a very insightful session. So I have few slides which will be taking care of life insurance and its impact, how it's prior to COVID and now how is it looking like. So I have a few slides. I'll share it. Just give me a minute. I'll share the slides. Is it visible now?
Not yet. Thomas, can you stop sharing your screen?
Nisha,
Please let me know when it is visible.
Nisha, you may delete him as a co-host, Thomas. Okay, fine.
Is it visible?
Yes. Yes, visible.
Yeah. So, good evening, all. Myself, Trideep. I'm working in life insurance industry for last decade. So, let me tell you very honestly. In this April, we have seen an unprecedented changes in our way of life, our way of business, because of this pandemic, COVID-19. But we are very confident to tell you that this industry is already on a different note. I think our public sector giant in Life Insurance Corporation of India was moving in a different note. So this month, April, okay, now it's 10 days over. I think IRDA website have published the results. So in the entire 30 days of April was a total havoc in terms of the process, in terms of the way of doing business. I already told you. But having said that, the industry witnessed a single-digit drop in sum assured. Sum assured is nothing but the total life insurance cover for India public which we sold as a total 25 companies put together. So it's only a drop of a single digit, exactly around 9%, 10% kind of drop, 9.5% kind of a drop in sum assured. It clearly shows that urgency in public, the kind of a need in life insurance, the need in protection. That's what I could see. There was a rush in that. Having said, we had actually constraints of selling. Distributor was not able to position themselves. Distributor was not there. Distributor, in terms of individual agents or institutionals, they had a struggle. Their offices were not working, and again, individual agents were not at all traveling. Normally, insurance is been done through personal selling, personal meeting. So this time in April, people were not able to travel because of lockdown. But despite of all this struggle, industry could witness around 9% drop only in sum assured. I think that's a big news for India because Nisha was telling in the introductory speech, India actually got only 3% drop in penetration in insurance. With that 3% penetration of life insurance, we can see a very big wound because of this COVID-19. People have identified and realized the need of life insurance or protection. I would say. Okay, so with that I will start. So every big event create a change in consumer behavior. So I could see during our World War, first time in the world, women started joining in military forces, and then our SARS have actually broken in entire world. From that SARS season, we could see online business have started. Even Alibaba made actually a lot of gain during the SARS breakup. So after that, we could see India also, Amazon picked up. And again, we look at 9/11. It was a big, war between America and Britain. We could see after that there was a stricter, monitoring in aviation sector across globe. So any such big events create a, what you call protocol after that. So I think COVID-19 will create a lot of difference in the mind of public, in the mind of Indians as well. So this is an data in the month of March. If you can see March last weeks, we could see that kind of virus attack going up. And following that, the next line is people started feeling about the protection. They are aware of risk attached to every virus attack. So there are two lines. The first line is virus attack, and the second line is the protection need and a realization. I think this particular data shows Indians have understood the importance of risk and their coverage. It was not there earlier. I think it was a need. It probed Indian public to think about the risk coverage and the protection for the same. No, China was actually salvaged from this particular big issue, pandemic, just before all the other countries of the world. They the problem started in China in the month of December, and I think by February, after the lockdown, they became normal. Their business actually went back to normalcy. During that period, China could see a big demand for business, life insurance business and insurance business. People have started buying protection. Okay, I already told you there was a digital way of selling. People going and meeting customers is not an easy way again because of lockdown, because of the fear factor. Customer will not accept individual agents to come. Offices were closed, brokers' offices were closed. So this is happened through digital. So China is the only example in front of us because all the other countries are struggling together and trailing together. So China could see February and March, they made a big comeback in banking and savings and protection arena. People were actually after protection. This also shows globally the consumer segment, sentiments are equal and same. This slide shows we have seen a lot of studies done by McKinsey or even our council have made a lot of studies. Roy and Nishad made a different studies. Many time in April, they have paid a lot of time, I think, to bring out certain studies. So one of such studies says that savings and life insurance will be a top preference for customer after COVID. COVID had given a big bang for hospitality industry and the aviation industry because travel is hit badly across globe. People don't want to travel unnecessarily, and government also give a lot of notification around that. But savings and insurance is a two big picks. Okay, I'll tell you the reason coming slides. People will be spending a lot of money or not spending. People will be keeping a lot of money for their savings and their life insurance in the coming days. That's what the consultant says. See, you can see World Gold Council is giving
Trideep,
whole life insurance give.
Yeah, the last two statement of yours, somehow it got broken. Can you just
missed it? Which is gold or previous slide?
The previous slide.
The same one?
Previous slide. The last sentence that you said, we couldn't catch it.
No, can you recognize which slide it is? Is it regarding gold or that council, the consultant prediction?
This one, yes, this one.
Gold.
No, the slide before that.
Is it? Savings and protection category expected to gain. Fine. So I was telling about your effort also in between. April, you both actually brought down a lot of studies around different industry. I think our friends Subin also was sharing multiple consultant studies about various industries. I think we have seen it, but this is very important. Are going to spend or people are going to keep a lot of money for their savings and their insurance need in coming days, I think post-COVID, because they've realized there's a there's a a requirement for protection. And similarly, coming years, their traveling will be restricted, their unnecessary spending will be restricted, and there will be a fear factor among the kind of a job loss. So many things are there associated with COVID-19. So there will be a savings, increase. There will be a life insurance or insurance, what you call budget will be increased from customer point of view. So this is a study done by one of the important consultant across the globe. So they were giving this particular scenario. Yeah, I told you gold is going to touch up a new price in India across the globe. 10 sovereign will be touching around 50,000. That's what the prediction talk about. This is common because whenever we have a problem in or a panic situation in markets, gold fetches the demand. But in India again, I'll say very hot spot. Gold whenever we have a panic situation, gold actually catch attention. But now the people says about life insurance will be the hot pick, but the hot pick in the mind of Indian consumers. Okay, gold is a savings, but life insurance will be a hot discussion, a demand, and coming after this COVID-19 situation, life insurance will be as a product category will be having the high demand because of one reason, that is protection requirement. Okay, so this is the first session of our discussion. What is COVID and how the world looks like? What is that COVID brought out, with respect to this particular product or category or need, rather. So now my thinking is, what is in particular with the COVID-19 insurance? See, I would like to tell you, as an individual, we have to have two things in our mind. One is we have to increase immunity development, because World Health Organization already given a warning. It will take some more time to bring vaccine for this particular disease. So our past history says SARS brought out a vaccine, but it is not succeeded. So we are not even having virus for SARS. Vaccine for SARS. Similarly, we know the major disease in the world, like in HIV, we have not brought out any kind of a vaccine so far. So we don't know how long it will take. Anyway, the entire world is not united, but people are fighting. People are struggling to bring in vaccine for this. So my suggestion, or the entire world suggests this, we have to increase, we have to develop our immunity for self. This is self-protection. Okay. But suppose something happened to us, okay, like this virus attack is. Now the government also suggests we have to live with this virus. We cannot, continue this lockdown like this. We have to work minimum 50%. Employee have to work in offices. So this, we don't know how long it is going to affect or how long it is going to be with us. So my second suggestion is we have to embracing protection for family and society, because we should not be our families should not be a burden for society. We should not look up to government to take care of our family. Suppose some eventuality happen. So these are the two big suggestions for ourselves, for individuals, especially in India, because India is not a economically developed country. So we need to those who are having capacity to absorb or adopt or afford insurance, we need to go for immediately. So embracing protection. Why? Environment is vulnerable and insurance protect that vulnerability. Okay, past centuries we have witnessed virus attack like influenza and plague. I think earlier centuries, if you look at, it will happen either once in 2 or 3 centuries. I think last century we could see that influenza happened in Spain and America or some other countries. But if you look at this century, 2000 onwards, last 20 years, we have seen now 4 times. Okay, Ebola started in Africa, it contained there, and SARS happened in Southeast Asia, it contained there. Then Nipah broke out. Now in 2019 and 2020, we are seeing pandemic COVID-19. This clearly shows we have to live with virus in coming years. There is an interesting study, done by our famous physics scientist, okay, Stephen Hawking. He was telling that 6 reasons for the world eventuality. One, he is talking about pandemics. but he's talking for 600 years, 1000 years ahead. So we don't want to worry about in which way now. But I am just pointing it out. Pandemic is going to be a social constant for all of us. So friends, we need to do is one is protecting ourselves, and I said we need to increase our savings. These are the two major things we need to do immediately to confront COVID-19. And this situation can come again, if not in COVID-19 format, in some other format, because the trend shows already this century witnessed 4 such major virus outbreaks. So it's always good that to protect ourselves by increasing immunity and protecting ourselves with insurance for our family and for our society. So I'm bringing out a small formula for all of us to understand how do we look at protection. Okay, there's a human life value concept is there. When doctors save our lives, we ask us how to save our families. That's the formula, that's the policy, that's the social principle we need to follow. Doctor cannot save our families. Okay, so we definitely need to know maybe our emotional loss. Suppose somebody lose in our family, then emotional loss will be there for at least 1 or 2 or 3 years maximum. But financial loss, if something happens to one of our family members, especially breadwinner, financial loss will be huge. I'll tell you, the financial loss happens normally. What happened without protection? Suppose somebody has not protected themselves for their family, they have to surrender, they have to sell it off, their investments, their assets, because this comes in surprise. So we are not prepared. So that kind of eventuality is not actually a good sign of wisdom. So wisdom is nothing but planning and filling the gaps and planning for future. So I guess human life value concept is nothing but we need to look at what is our annual income and what is our annual expenditure, and rest of the money we are supposed to save. So that balance saved money we need to multiply into number of years we are going to work. Suppose a person who's working at 40 years, he may be retiring at 55 or 60, whatever. So that the surplus money he keeps for a year into number of years he's going to work. That is what actually his requirement for his life. That is what it is called, the need of human life value. If he is surviving his family, he'll be contributing that kind of a wealth to his family. The entire dreams of his family will be taken care of that particular savings. But now, in the absence of that particular breadwinner, what if that family? How the dreams of the family can be met? That's where the human life value concept brings in. So annual income minus your expenditure into number of years of your work. That gives you the human life concept. But if I give you a thumb rule, it is nothing but 10 times of your income, annual income. Because this is actually a calculation which gives you full details. You have to take a present value of money, okay, and you have to give your investment into the kind of growth the percent you have to give it, and your income also will grow 10% or 6%, whatever your company gives you, what increment, which also will grow. Computing all this put together and minus your liabilities, add your liabilities and minus your investment will give you the total requirement of your life value. But to make you understand in the simplest form, there's a thumb rule. Your annual income into 10 times. That is what your life insurance requirement. And especially if you're having home loan, if you're having other personal loan, other liabilities, please ensure you are protected with ample life cover, so that we and our family will not become a social liability. So I think with this, I given you a perspective of a personal life insurance or term insurance. I am going to end up with the same way with which Thomas said. The leadership makes a lot of difference. Thankfully, Indian life insurance leadership have decided to offer sum assured to public. Sum assured is nothing but the life insurance cover for public. So I told you, April month, if you look at only single digit drop in life insurance sum assured, only 9.5% drop in happened in the month of April. It's a very big sign because distributor have not worked, agents have not worked, offices are not open. Still, Indian life insurance industry have witnessed almost similar or a single digit drop only in sum assured. So it's a good sign for Indian public. Like Nisha said in the initial remark, India still have to go a lot. 3.5% penetration for life insurance with the protection or term cover. We need to travel a lot. I think pandemic has given a what do you call it's a point to ponder. I believe this is the way we have to cover life insurance. Anybody, for that matter, whoever has got a earning income, it's not a rental income or something like. Whoever is having an earning income, they need to protect their lives for their family. With this, I'm stopping it here. If any doubt, question, I'm open to answer. Thank you very much. So I think the session was useful from life insurance and general insurance space. Thank you
for those valuable information about personal insurance. If anyone has any questions, they can post in the chat box so that we can clear those with Pradeep. There's a question from Roy. With investment returns have come down, do you think the cost of policies will go up?
Okay. Yeah, the question, it is not because of investment. Already we have witnessed a rise in protection price. Okay, the mortality rates, we actually thought of getting life insurance or term plan or protection plan only within the limit of urban cities like Pune, Mumbai, or Cochin or Ahmedabad. But for last 5 years, if you look at, or at least for last 3 years, if we look at, the tier 2, tier 3 cities have actually started looking at protection, and the penetration has actually grown or went to higher side. As part of that, India or any insurance industry is working on reinsurers. So the reinsurer actually given a price to India as a country, which was actually very normal or very lower when compared to other developed countries. So India was working on that particular price with the reinsurer. So now the reinsurer demanded for a higher premium from life insurance companies and private life insurance companies. So as part of that, last year itself, actually companies decided to increase the price, but we have preponed it because of COVID. But finally, in the month of April, the prices of term plan actually increased in India. I hope the question is answered.
Roy, if you have any follow-up questions.
Yes. Thank you, Tradeep. That clears my doubt. Another question to Thomas, which I wanted to ask for a long time. We hear about compensation to I think Wimbledon for not conducting. They have paid huge. The insurance companies have paid a huge sum to the organizers of Wimbledon. I think Wimbledon, right? Now that kind of innovations. Now look at our industries or our sports. Many things have been cancelled. But that kind of innovative insurance products we never hear about in India. Why is that? Why we are being so much conservative on this insurance products? What's your perception on that?
Firstly, these products are available in India also. So there are policies which cover pandemics, which used to cover pandemics. I don't know what happens from now on, because many of the reinsurers have denied accepting more pandemic cover from now on. So it depends on the insurance in India themselves on whether to cover pandemics from now on. So I will give you an example here. Some of the policies which were issued for event cancellation in India have actually come as claim. So claims have come, not as big as the Wimbledon.
Okay.
So Wimbledon, we read it in news like they have been paying the premium for almost 10, 12 years, and now the claim happened. So they were expecting such an event. So they kept on paying premium for such a long term, and now when the event actually came, they are compensated. So what happens in India is people actually are reluctant to buy such sort of covers, where actually they don't go for actually these pandemic covers. So South Africa series happened just before this lockdown. So what the first match was insured. First match was it was washed out, and the second two matches were not actually insured. So if they wanted, the pandemic coverage could have been given, but it was not taken. And later on, the IPL actually the IPL was postponed just before the lockdown happened. And in terms of IPL, the discussion was going on, the negotiation was going on, rate negotiation was going on. It was not really closed. So what happened is that they also are not compensated now. So actually, if actually the covers are available, but people are reluctant to buy.
Okay, okay, right.
It will, such events will actually change the behavior.
Okay, right.
Thank you, Thomas. Hope, Roy, you got your
Yeah,
question.
yes.
There's a question from Sriraj.
Babu also, before
Yeah,
that.
question from Babu. Yeah, we'll take that first. How will insurance companies' share price move in the next 3 to 5 years? So maybe we can hear from both of you, Thomas and Pradeep. What do you think?
Okay. Yeah. Shall I answer the question?
Yeah, sure, Pradeep. Please go ahead.
I take this privilege because listed insurance companies are ICICI Prudential Life Insurance, SBI Life Insurance, and HDFC Life Insurance. And I believe Nirmala Sitharaman had suggested LIC to go for IPO, but during this time, pandemic has come in, so we have to wait for that. Okay, the question answer goes like this. We call it as a VNB, value of new business. That whatever business we write, okay, whatever policies we write, the profit comes to this insurance company not the same year. It is not like any other industry, profit after tax, PAT, or it's not EBITDA basis. Okay, so the profit comes only after certain years. Okay, we are underwriting cases for years together. For like suppose on protection, on term plan, suppose somebody is taking, that particular business is there for next 45 years or till his life. So that's the duration we actually anticipate, and accordingly we make our profit. There's a making an apportion. So based on that, we actually make the profit for the book. So the question, write your this thing. I'll tell you who sells maximum protection business. Okay, that company will make a more profit. Okay, because investment in which way it has to be given back. But protection, as you know, the probability, there's a game of probability. But as Thomas said, this situation will create a lot of ambiguity in insurance companies, because we don't know how many claims are going to come, because COVID has not attacked only poor. COVID has attacked equally to rich also in Mumbai or Surat or Ahmedabad. We don't know. Okay, so in New York also is attacked. So the time that is going to be disclosed in days to come. But I'll tell you, protection business will give maximum revenue to any life insurance company. So accordingly, you can choose your shares of insurance companies.
Okay, thank you, Pradeep. The next question is also to Pradeep. Why do it's from Sriraj. Why do life insurance companies focus more on money-back plans than the term plans?
Yeah, I don't know whether this is a forum to describe or discuss all this. I was telling you April month, if you look at current April, if you look at, India had witnessed, I think, a positive growth, or at least, a single digit, loss in sum assured business. Okay. But if you look at our major public sector company like Life Insurance Corporation, they are actually not focusing on term plan. They are still focusing on savings, because India as a country, we have a diversified, when we have a good urban, population, similarly, we have a equal rural population as well. So if we go and talk about penetration of term plan, people still not understand, they take more time. Okay. So in that particular time condition, insurance company have to run this business. So they come out with a money back plan, which immediately give money to the customer. So they are happy. And there's a small portion of life insurance also added to that. So they get a income tax benefit. So actually it's an eyewash. I'll tell you honestly, life insurance business is nothing but, term plan. People have to take cover. I told you already, the thumb rule is 10 times of your annual income minimum. But unfortunately in India, since the awareness is very low, insurance companies, just to survive, they are selling all this, savings plan. So there is no other, trick. It's a business, survival trick. That's it.
Okay, thank you, Pradeep. There is a last question from Sriraj again. Suppose someone has to insure for 2 crores, is it advisable to have a single term plan of 2 crores from the same company, or multiple policies aggregating 2 crores from different insurance companies?
Okay, you are talking about the risk diversification. Anyway, all the insurance companies are registered under IRDA. So I think you would have listened to Thomas' discussion about that solvency margin. So every insurance company have to make the solvency margin with IRDA. So that particular metric has to be followed by all the life insurance company. So that is a promise from IRDA to customers that their cover should be protected. So there is no mistake in taking 2 crores from a single life insurance company, ideally. And if you are anyway, you are taking it for peace of mind. So if it doesn't give you peace of mind, I still advise you to go for a multiple insurance companies.
Okay. Thank you so much, Pradeep. Thank you, Thomas. It was great listening to both the experts from the industry. We all received valuable insights about the insurance market. Thank you so much for spending the time with us. And thanks to all the participants for your interest and thought-provoking questions. See you next time with another specialist topic from Console Associates.
So thank you, Nisha, thank you, Console, thank you, audience, thank you very much. So get protected. Thank you.
Thank you.